Welcome everyone to the OP5 MSP license webinar. We have a lot of people attending, so please save the questions until the end when we will open the chat. The webinar will explain what OP5 MSP license is and why you will benefit from it. We will also do a quick recap of who we are and also mention what we have planned for the future. The presenter is our CEO, Jonas Vestin. Please hold your questions until the end. I now hand over to Jonas.
Thank you. Dear all, most welcome to this webinar with OP5. My name is Jonas Vestin. I'm the CEO of OP5 since about 7 months. I will spend the next 15 to 20 minutes to describe a new license model from OP5 built on a pay-as-you-go concept. We have chosen to call this an MSP license model, since the obvious client is a managed service provider that cannot exactly predict future license usage, since it is dependent on third-party customer enrollment and engagement. However, this license model is of course available to all our clients. This is our agenda today. Since we have both established clients and new potential partners on this call, I will first briefly cover OP5 solutions as a background. I will then quickly describe how our technical sales teams work together with our development organization to create solutions like this license model. I would like to cover on a high level our value propositions for MSPs and how we support MSPs in creating competitive solutions for the MSP customer. I will then move on to the subject of the day and describe what kind of license model this is and what that means to you as a client. I will cover the top benefits for MSP license customers and then hand over to you for questions. OP5's monitoring solution is the world's leading open source based monitoring product. In the context of managed service providers, I will later in the presentation point more directly on some of the aspects of the solution relevant to you. With OP5 Monitor, you can customize your service to an exact customer fit. For example, with fully customizable, shareable dashboards that allow for quick analysis and customized unified dashboards that fit each customer's service and SLA levels. From a return of investment perspective, OP5 can automate the delivery and keep track of the MSP's service offerings, reduce time spent on alarm handling, as well as enable proactive monitoring based on historic analysis, all areas that save both time and money for the MSP. From an integration perspective, OP5 Monitor is full and Nargis plugin compatible, and we can deliver out-of-the-box integrations with a number of third-party applications. Reporting can be kept simple with intuitive customer SLA reports, which is crucial for the MSP in service delivery. Finally, negative surprises can be avoided when your infrastructure monitoring can be scaled to the needs of your services, now also supported by a fully flexible MSP license model. To understand how we work with you, our clients, to improve and enrich our solutions, I would like to highlight our technical sales teams. In total, they represent 10% of the OP5 staff, and they have a tight collaboration with our development and product management to ensure that our future direction is anchored in true and valid client requirements. The technical sales team is a field team, spending time with our clients to support them with expertise on how to create world-class monitoring any kind of IT infrastructure. While supporting and helping our clients, the technical sales representatives also acquire new skills and knowledge about monitoring best practice from working with some of the most mission-critical IT environments on the planet. That knowledge is being brought back to the OP5 team. In tight cooperation and knowledge sharing with OP5 development, the information from the market is used to add new value to our solutions as a packaged product to take back to the market. In this case, it is as concrete that the technical sales team created a customized script for a few clients that is now being built into the core monitor product by development. Now in this section, I would like to describe how we act as an enabler for our MSP clients to create value to their end customers. I would like to pick a couple of relevant examples from this slide. OP5 Monitor aggregates real-time data while processing detailed historical analysis of the components being monitored. By doing that, OP5 provides the MSP with trend analysis that is made available to conduct long-term planning and forecasting so you can effectively manage the needs of your facilities, provide other parts of the organization with critical metrics, and then confidently calculate costs with real data. This trend analysis data can also be used to predict accurate staffing needs and to do TCO analysis of overall support and investment costs. From a resource usage perspective, OP5 Monitor captures and organizes the sample metrics of all your service, networks, database processes, and storage. Data that can be summarized to recommend how your resources can be more efficiently used and leveraged. I would also like to cover another important area. By using the detailed information produced by OP5 Monitor through the event correlation capabilities, Monitor reduces the time needed to find a solution to an event. OP5 Monitor suppresses all alarms that come from a host behind the faulty one. This shortens the mean time to repair, which enables a more streamlined and efficient workflow. It is important to be able to monitor and filter out important notifications from the vast volumes of unimportant messages in order to understand the health of the network and applications. Knowing about these events in real time enables the MSP to react to them in near real time. It is important to note that a growing number of OP5 Monitor customers have migrated to virtual network infrastructure. OP5 Monitor is well suited to monitor both the traditional infrastructure as well as new technology stacks like OpenStack. Many of our MSP clients have automation of IT as a key objective. Today, many tasks in IT operations are still manual, which is both costly and with the risk of human errors. Automation requires standardization. OP5 enables automation for the MSP client with standardized configuration of proactive notifications and alarms with thresholds and triggers for qualifications of events, initialization of commands, and setting of priorities, which minimize the need for direct interaction from the system administrator. With OP5, a single point of configuration of automatic distribution, the IT process becomes more streamlined and standardized. OP5 Monitor can carry intelligent logic that can be applied to the monitoring solution and rule-based business services that can be implemented to monitor a full service stack with customized rules for the individual components of the service. Both areas serve to create a layer of automation that is driven by the requirements and the best value for the MSP business. OP5 Monitor was built to be a scalable and resilient application with the ability to support large amounts of monitor devices while seamlessly conducting active and passive checks. OP5 Monitor will continue to show a return on your investment year after year, no matter how your business changes. OP5 Monitor can manage a large amount of monitor devices, applications, and services, developed to scale out to thousands of redundant, load-balanced, and distributed monitoring servers. OP5 also provides true security when monitoring today's hybrid data centers, which require an efficient, scalable monitoring system built on architecture that proactively finds parts of a broken system, ultimately limiting the security risks. With the distributed monitoring capabilities of OP5 Monitor, Monitor gives a clear view of the status, health, and performance of all monitor devices across the multi-tenancy environment. OP5 Monitor peers can be used to set up redundancy monitoring and instant synchronization of configuration and data. Since the monitoring system in an MSP is critical for its IT operations, a redundant setup is recommended in order to ensure a last defense in case of a large-scale network failure. If a failure also affects the monitoring system, the redundant system kicks in using a mirrored version in order to ensure availability of the monitoring system, which can then send out alarms. The redundant solution can be geographically distributed, for example, having one system in the US, one in Europe, and the third in Asia. The OP5 Monitor REST API contains a significant number of data access points that enables a secure connection to any third-party integration. By using the OP5 Monitor REST API for integration, you ensure compatibility over time, which reduces the risk of integration problems when new versions of OP5 Monitor is released. All of our OP5 Monitor APIs are fully supported with every OP5 Monitor release. The OP5 Monitor REST API can be used to fetch status information, configure systems, report data, send commands to OP5 Monitor, and get a full API overview, All of this opens up a world of possibilities for the MSP to integrate the OP5 platform with the client's most used third-party applications. OP5's graphical interface provides a true portal which can support a group of unique stakeholders. It gives easily accessible information which spans the low-level technical view to very high-level KPI dashboards. Many monitoring systems concentrate on collecting large amounts of data from an IT environment without presenting this information in a way clearly understood to the administrator and others who need immediate answers. The investment of translating this data adds more time and frustration, but very little value to an important part of the process. OP5 Monitor reports the deep details within your data through visualization that can be shared and understood throughout the many layers of your business. For example, OP5 Monitor comes with out-of-the-box functionality for advanced availability reporting. Availability reports showing availability for host groups, service groups, hosts or services during a specified period of time. The setup and configuration is powerful yet easy to use, with selection of what graphs and objects to include in the report. So, on the core subject of today, the MSP license model. Why do we do this license model launch? Most of OP5's MSP clients have virtual environments with highly fluctuating data volumes, high peaks and low bottoms, and the number of infrastructure devices that are both increasing and expanding in terms of how they are being used. The trend of digitalization has created new business models with as-a-service offerings of previously unknown areas. For an MSP managing the infrastructure of such a business, the MSP have to be able to reflect the reality of its customer's business. It is flexible. Hence, we at OP5 must also provide a flexible license usage model. The MSP market is today clearly reflecting the need for flexibility in that most MSP suppliers offer a number of variations of flexible outsourcing and hosting solutions on a flexible contractual base. Finally, the entry barriers for trying new solutions, whether in a recently digitalized area within, for example, a new area of an Internet of Things implementation, must be held low with a limitation to committed license costs. To describe our new offering, let's first be very clear on something important. This is not a product, it's a license model. It is based on our core product, OP5 Monitor Enterprise, but the way to license it is different than previously offered. It is a pay-as-you-go model where you as a customer only pay for your actual license usage. But it includes the possibility to fix the licensing of the volume that you know you will always be using, so that you can optimize your license cost control. The invoicing of the flexible part of the license will be done on a quarterly basis, based on measurement of actual usage during the period, giving an average quarterly usage value. If there is a fixed license part 2, that part will be invoiced yearly in advance. So how will this work? A small script provided by OP5 is installed in the client's environment by the client. It takes the information about the client's license ID, number of hosts, services, peers and policies being monitored, and send that information twice a day to OP5. At OP5 side, a user-friendly report with information about the usage is created, visualizing graphs and combined with invoice information. This information will be shared with the client and is the basis for the quarterly invoicing. To illustrate this model, a client is put in a fixed part of the license at agreed standard pricing that runs through the year. For the flexible part, usage is measured twice a day and then an average is calculated every quarter. The cost for the flexible license usage is 20% on top of the agreed fixed license price. So if a fixed license price unit costs 100, a flexible license price unit will cost 120. And here is an example how it will work. A client contracts with OP5 a fixed baseline of the contract at the level of 100 monitored units with the agreed price of 10 per unit per year. The flex price then becomes 12 per unit, which is the fixed price of 10 per unit with 20% added. Then during the year we have this development of flex. Q1 flex usage is 10, second quarter flex usage is 20, Q3 flex usage is 40, and in the fourth quarter flex usage is 50. Then the yearly flex cost can be calculated as follows. In Q1, The usage was 10 times the price of 12, which is 120. That's a full year value, so it is divided by 4, which equals 30. And then we do the same calculations for Q2, Q3, Q4. The sum is then 30 plus 60 plus 120 plus 150, which equals to 360, the total flex cost for the year. The fixed cost is easier. It is just 100 units times the price of 10, which is 1,000. That gives us a total yearly cost of 1,360. The steps that will be needed to implement an MSP license model within your organization are just a few, and they can be described this briefly. First, you need to decide on your baseline, the fixed usage that you predict during the year, and you need to agree on that volume and price with OP5. That is also how we determine your price on the flexible license usage. Secondly, you need to approve for OP5 to gain access to the license usage information for OP5 Monitor. Then you will be guided to the download of the MSP license usage script that will be provided to you by OP5. You install the script yourself in your environment, but you'll be helped by an installation guide by OP5. You should also inform any relevant internal stakeholders on your side, like procurement or sourcing, to take the necessary internal steps to be able to receive and handle 4 quarterly flex invoices and 1 yearly fixed invoice. That is all that is needed, ready to go. To underline the benefits to an MSP of OP5 Monitor in general, and with the new license model in particular, I'd like to highlight the following. OP5 Monitor is multi-tenancy, so it gives you as an MSP a clear view of the status, health and performance of your customers' devices. And OP5 Monitor's visual interface will let you gain a personal view of customer-specific data without the complexity overhead of VPN connections. It will support dynamic configuration. You can create reusable templates for devices and applications and have them go hand in hand with your current product offering. The configuration is done in like a single pane of glass with automatic distribution in one unified interface. For reporting, the solution presents easy to understand reports of any data obtained through the monitoring process. The data can be customized and scheduled specifically for your customers, including cost profile. For dashboards, you can create custom dashboards, which can be a powerful feature that gives you the full control to provide elegant and personal dashboards to your customers about their service and the associated cost. The REST API. The REST API is one of OP5's most important tools, in which you can further customize your customer's experience by creating personalized customer portals, extract performance data, but also valuable event information and much more. Finally, on permissions, our granular group right permissions allows you to segment what your customers can do and see in just a few clicks. You can also delegate granular permissions to your customers for set of devices, functionalities, and dashboards, again in just a few clicks. To summarize, with the OP5 MSP license model, you can say goodbye to committed costs. It is targeted towards MSPs to help you to take your business to the next level by generating immediate return investment that effectively enables you to expand the need of your customers. The flexible price model measures the cost based on baseline usage with a combination of fixed cost. This allows you to adapt your license cost to a traditional pay-as-you-grow model. Next step for you, if you feel interested in this and take interest in this subject, please contact sales@op5.com. We will have 2 upcoming webinars, one on the ESlog integration on the 27th of April, and we will also launch the new OP5 Academy of e-learning in the month of May. That's all I had on the MSP license model, and you're now open for questions. After this slide, which gives a bit more detail on what's happening in the spring, we will launch more of our OP5 product add-ons. We will start with the ESlog 1 integration on next week, 27th of April. It will be followed by webinars on OP5 Academy e-learning and a re-webinar of the OP5 Premium Support offering in May. In May to June, we will have more of the integrations being launched to our customers, pre-packaged productified integrations to ESlog, ServiceNow, NetApp's, Grafana, 3PAR, and EMC. and I will also to our Nordic customers highlight the Inspiration Conference on the 17th of May. Now we're open for questions.
We hope that you found the webinar interesting, and some of you, of course, may have questions. And we have now opened the chat up for questions. The recordings and this presentation will be sent out to you as soon as possible. So please write your questions in the chat field, and you can of course contact your sales contact at sales@op5.com. So let's see if we're getting any questions here, and you can also send questions only to the presenter if you prefer. Okay, we have a question here. Can I customize dashboards for my clients?
Oh yes, absolutely. As an MSP, you can customize the dashboards and reports for your clients, client per client, yes.
And also, do you have an example of an MSP client that is using you now?
Yes, here in the Nordics, City Networks would be a good example. City Networks is a very capable MSP user. They're also a partner that we will host the OpenStack Days Nordic with. And last year we had that in Stockholm. This time it will be in Copenhagen. So I would point to City Networks.
What kind of MSP, in the term of size and company, would benefit from fixed versus flexible price and that type of model?
I don't think it's tied to the size of the company and organizations. It's rather where they have high fluctuations in demand and where they have a hard time to predict the future usage. That is when this model is the most relevant one.
And how is classified information from our system sent to OP5 Monitor?
Well, the answer is that it is HTTPS/SSL encrypted, so it doesn't contain any confidential information, so it's very secure.
Okay. We'll wait a while to see if we get any more questions in the chat. Well, thank you very much, everyone, and I hope you had a good time. And hopefully we'll see you the next time on the 27th, same time, same place. Take it easy, everyone.
Thank you.